Let's speak to Leroy Chow, a former NASA astronaut who joins us live from Houston. Well, Leroy, they made it. How significant is this landing in your eyes?
Oh, this is huge. As was pointed out, this is the first time the U.S. has sent a probe of any kind back to the moon in over 50 years, and it's very much the first time that a commercial enterprise has successfully soft landed on the moon. Recently, there have been a few attempts that have failed, even some nations have failed, and so this is a big, big deal.
Yeah, as you say, space exploration is in a new chapter. Private enterprise now fully on board. Any concerns to watch out for?
No, not at all. This is a natural evolution. You know, governments started the space programs and developed the technologies to enable everything that has been done so far. And now the commercial side is coming up, taking advantage of those technological advances and then furthering them and finding business cases to continue moving forward. So not at all unlike other industries like the airline industry, for example, or any other number of technology examples. This is a great time, and I'm so happy to see that the commercial enterprises and the talented engineers and other people are actually making it happen.
This solar-powered operation has a big 14 days ahead. What do you think they're going to try and get done in that time?
Well, they've got a payload suite. They've got an experiment schedule. They're going to be executing that, and hopefully they'll get almost, if not all of it done. But just the fact, the biggest single thing they wanted to do was to successfully soft land, establish contact with a spacecraft, and they've done that. So they've already achieved most of the objectives. But yes, they do have a number of other scientific and other objectives to achieve, and I'm sure they'll do all, if not all, then at least most of them.
And people are expected on these private missions in around 2 years' time. Is that a realistic timeline?
Well, the people will be on NASA missions, and as opposed to the commercial efforts. But 2 years is pretty aggressive. I would say, if you look at history, none of these programs have gone off on time, except maybe Apollo. We did achieve that goal of landing humans on the moon before the end of that decade. So I would look to maybe, my own personal guess is more like maybe closer to 5-ish years, 3 to 5-ish years before we see humans back on the moon. Certainly, probably not in 2 years.
Leroy, have you been approached by Elon Musk's SpaceX? It's turning into this kind of semi-retirement home for many from NASA.
No, not specifically for that, but until very recently, I did serve as a longtime consultant for SpaceX for about 11 years. I was part of the safety advisory panel that helped them to get the Dragon spacecraft to the point where they were able to launch NASA astronauts to and from the station. And so for that, I'm very proud to be, in a very small way, a part of that team that helped to do that. But the commercial space industry, led by SpaceX and others, really great stuff they've done in a relatively short period of time and for a relatively small amount of money.
All right, Leroy, thank you so much for joining us from Houston.
My pleasure. Thank you.